Ladies and gentlemen, it is the middle of the morning. Well, I say middle of the morning, it's early morning, it's about to turn afternoon, and I got the rest of the day off work, which is fantastic because I have stuff that I need to do. But anyway, with that being said, you can probably see from the title of the video of that it's time for a break, and it is. This is, something that it's not that I've been thinking about for a while. Right now I'm doing it I'm making this video out of anger when I probably shouldn't. And I'll see how things go when I slightly calm down a bit. And you could come into this video thinking I'm over exaggerating, and if that is the case, then by all means you're free to think that all you want. And I will not try to convince you otherwise. I've made 2 videos that are sitting ready to be uploaded. They are going to have to either put on the back burner or just completely edited, deleted and redone again. Because yes, I'm going to be taking a break from the game, maybe for a week or 2, not too long, but just because it's got this stage where it's starting to frustrate me, to say the least. Now, I will go over it and I will cover some points that more than likely some people are going to go into the comments and say, and we will address them in the video so that you can save your wee fingers from typing those comments. Right, so basically what happened, in a nutshell, I recently, we had a corporation meeting, and recently was like, what we're going to do is, we're looking to expand into doing some fleets with the corporation, some being run by a Rourke, and others, whenever the Rourke isn't done, I was going to run some fleets with the Orca. Right, but the problem with the Orca is it was still in HiSAC. So I was like, right, what I could do is I can go sell the Orca in HiSAC and then buy one down in the market system that is basically 2 jumps over from where I basically live. And that was the plan. And I got to the stage where I was like, do you know what it is? I really cannot be arsed going the whole way back to HiSAC and selling the Orca and doing that. Now, you could say use a jump clone, because I do have a jump clone up in HiSAC, but then that would require me staying up there for 24 hours, and I just couldn't be arsed doing that either. So what I done was I left the Orca in HiSAC, and I went and I decided to just buy a new Orca. I bought an Orca, fiddled about with the fitting for a bit so that it kind of does what I needed to do. I got rid of all the compressions except for the ice one, because it was going to be used for ice mining. Get rid of all of that, put on the boosters, made sure the fittings was proper, suited for the environment that I was going to be in. All in all, I think it cost me like 2.7 billion. So that was another 2.7 billion spent, and it was good, So I haven't run any fleets yet, but early in the morning, whenever I am currently in work and stuff like that, what I would do is I would get my second account, and the second account in the Orca would go out and they would do some ice mining just like I would in HiSAC, right? Didn't really have to pay much attention, had the local chat up, everything was great. And then what I would do is, after about I would only spend about an hour, 2 at maximum. So after about 2 hours, I put it away, I get the rattlesnake out, I go do some ratting. And I did, and I was doing ratting, and while I was doing ratting, I was making money through bounties, through loot and salvage, but also, the corporation was also making money because they were going into, 10% of that tax was going into the corporation as well. So, everyone was winning in that situation. I had definitely learned from my mistakes and not, been ratting in the main system, the main market system, because it is a very focal point for blopsing, and I learnt that the hard way with losing 2 rattlesnakes and a Kikimora within the space of a few hours. So I'd moved out of that system, went a few jumps away where it's quieter, had absolutely no problem, seen a few newts come and go, but nothing to note really. And then earlier on today, a few hours ago, what I was doing was I was going to go and do some ratting, and I quickly realised that I was out of a particular cruise missile type. Okay, so we go up against the Blood Raiders in the area of the space that we're in, and they are more susceptible to the damage of thermal and EM. Right, I had a lot of EM, but with the Rattlesnake, you get a bonus for thermal missiles, an extra 10% bonus damage. So I always run with the thermals. I do have EMs as a backup, and maybe I should use it as a backup this time. But I went and I picked up some EM or thermal cruise missiles in the market system, and I completely forgot that I had 8 Master at Arms boosters. That I was like, right, what I'll do is I'll bring them over to the station that I basically live out of, and on the way there, I jumped into the neighbouring system from the main market system, and I was getting ready to warp to the next gate, the next jump gate, and a familiar sight come out, and that was a Manticore. And I was like, oh Jesus Christ, here we go. So the Manticore locked me, and then he locked me, warp scrambled me, couldn't warp away, and so I was like, right, what the hell. A few seconds later, no one had appeared. I was like, right, so I locked him, drones out, killed him, that was it, job done. Next thing you know, 9 ships appeared on me. 9. Do you know what? I'll actually, because our Discord has a lovely wee bot that'll tell me. I take it back, there was 12 people on me, 12 attackers, and some of the attackers, I recognise their names, and if it's the same people, and I know what you're going to say is you're in nullsec, it happens, and you know what, you're right, okay. And then other people will be like, oh, you shouldn't rat in a rattlesnake. I wasn't ratting in a rattlesnake, I was going from one system to another, and it's got this stage that I can't, like, because I spent the 2.7 billion in an Orca, and now I'm going to have to replace that rattlesnake for yet another time of 1.5 billion. Out of just pure anger, I turned off the game. I didn't even try to go back and see if the loot was there, or those Masters at Arms boosters were there. Didn't even track to see any of those. I logged off, and I was like, I'm done for a while, because I am. And it's got this stage where I got away, and I left high sec to get away from ice mining, and now I'm just constantly getting attacked, because the thing is, as soon as a blops drops in on you, if you're not away by the half a second that they've dropped in on your screen, you're dead. Especially if there's 12 of them. There was literally nothing I could do. I literally had to sit there and watch my ship get destroyed. And I know that it's all part of the whole aspect of it. I know that it's all part of nullsec life, but at this stage I'm just, I don't want to get stuck into ice mining again. I was enjoying ratting, I was enjoying doing haven sites, and it's just got this stage where, you know what, if I keep going, and if I go back and I buy another rattlesnake and I go back, and then if I lose that, instead of taking a break, I would just quit the game altogether. So I'm leaving the game for 2 weeks, which is good timing, because I am recording this. I will try to get this up today, but I am recording this on the last day of February, so the 20th of February, which is the day that Lightfall releases for Destiny 2, so that will keep me going for a while. But yeah, so there's not going to be any videos for a few weeks. It's just definitely need that break for a wee bit, because if, again, like I says, if I was to keep going on and keep persevering through it, buy a new rattlesnake and go for it, and people keep saying buy an Ishtar, by an Ishtar, and I don't know how many more comments I can reply to saying I'm not skilled into an Ishtar. I'm waiting on it, but I'm not skilled into it, so I can't buy an Ishtar. If I keep persevering and keep going and buy another rattlesnake, you know, and doing the content that I actually enjoy, and then if I was to lose another one, if I was to be blopsed again by the same people, I would quit the game and I would just never play it again. And with the direction that the corporation is going in, and with the stuff that we're trying to do with the corporation, and the fact that it's going to be really enjoyable, I don't want to quit the game. So I'm taking these 2 weeks, play Destiny, do some of the, you know, the new expansion stuff, and then come back with, you know, like a fresh mindset. But I just wanted to update you because there's not going to be any videos for another few weeks other than this. And then hopefully after that we get right back to the standard, you know, way of things, a video every 3 or 4 days, and stuff like that. But until we meet again, thanks for watching.